Do you have any insights for teachers on how they could implement STEM in their classrooms and not die trying?
Absolutely. So you for sure do not want to be overwhelmed. If you get yourself overwhelmed at the beginning, it's going to be hard for you to ever want to do a STEM activity again.
Yeah.
So that is key. So here's a few recommendations that I would have. Start small. Don't think I've got to incorporate STEM into my classroom. And so now I've got to do all the things, buy all the things, get all the things, make all these things. No. Start very small. Maybe you're going to incorporate one STEM activity per science unit. Maybe you'll say, I'm going to incorporate one STEM activity per month. That is very doable, or twice a month. And once again, this doesn't have to be done during science class. When we are pressured we've got to get through this material, great. So you could have some STEM stations around your room. Maybe you start out with just one. When you feel like you've got a handle on it, add a second one. But by doing that, you're incorporating some STEM into your classroom without having to, we've got to do it. I've got to build it into my science lesson time. There are ways to do outside of that. So start small. Use everyday materials. So there are so many ideas online for STEM activities. And when you're starting out, I would just bypass anything that require big purchases or lots of parts and pieces. And, you want the ones that are popsicle sticks and cotton balls and those kinds of things.
We all have yarn, right?
Yes. You can even, back to the STEM stations. If you decide to have a STEM station, you can go online. There are things called Lego challenges. You can print out free cards for Lego challenges. Have a pile of Legos and have some little cards, and they've got to do something with them. Maybe they have to make something that goes, whether it's a car or, something that would move. But you can print out these free printables. You can find them, and gives you a whole bunch of Lego challenges. I mean, that's so simple. But so using everyday materials, and at the end today, we'll talk about a few examples that I have, and then encourage collaboration when you're doing this. So starting small, using everyday materials, encourage collaboration. We really want students to work together. Like, this is the rest of our life, right? When you go out into a job, you're working with other people. You're problem solving with other people. So you don't always want to, in your classroom, make it where it's an individual thing that they have to do, but really encourage, get with a partner, work on this together, do this together. And in light of that, talk about what your expectations are. So a lot of times students are afraid to try things because they're afraid of it not working. Right. I just don't think it's going to work. It's going to fail. But this is what scientists do all the time. Scientists don't expect things to work right the first time, every time. So talking about that with your students and changing the mindset to have our thinking be, okay, I tried this and this was my first attempt in learning. So instead of I tried it and it didn't work and I'm discouraged, look at it differently and say, okay, I tried it. It didn't work. That was my first attempt in learning how to do this. I'm going to try it again now. And let's see what happens on my second attempt. And using it more as this is a building process of going through the steps to find out what is going to be the final result and the best result. And it's a process. It takes steps to get there. So don't worry if it doesn't work the first time, making sure you share those expectations with your students.
Yeah, probably a good reminder for us as teachers too. It's okay if it doesn't work the first time. You can try it again. Enjoyed this short clip? That was just a sneak peek into a full episode on the Teacher Edition podcast. We are passionate about supporting Christian educators like you. Looking for more inspiration and practical strategies you could use today? Subscribe now wherever you get your podcasts. Brought to you by BJU Press.